The avalanche that buried greed. A true tale of betrayal, survival, and ice-cold justice. They say the mountains keep secrets, but sometimes the snow speaks louder than silence. For Eleanor and Thomas Whitaker, the invitation came wrapped in warmth. A weekend at Silver Ridge Ski Resort, their 45th wedding anniversary gift from their only son, Caleb, and his wife, Vanessa. "Family time," Caleb had said over the phone, his voice bright like fresh powder. "Just us, no distractions. Let's make memories." Eleanor, a retired librarian with silver hair and a heart still soft for fairy tales, smiled at the thought. Thomas, a former park ranger who could read weather like scripture, hesitated. Something in Caleb's tone felt rehearsed. But love, especially parental love, is a stubborn thing. They packed their bags, their skis, and, unbeknownst to anyone, a small drone in a waterproof case, because Thomas had stopped trusting his son a long time ago. 20 years earlier, the first crack in the ice, it began with a scream that echoed through the pines. Their daughter, Lily, Caleb's older sister, had vanished on a solo hike near the same resort. Search teams found her body 3 days later, crushed beneath a rock slide. Accident, the coroner ruled. Loose gravel. Tragic misstep. But Thomas saw the truth in Caleb's eyes that night, the way his hands shook when he hugged his mother, the way he wouldn't look at Lily's empty chair at dinner. 2 weeks later, Thomas found the missing $40,000 from Lily's college fund in Caleb's backpack. Caleb swore it was for business. Vanessa, his new fiancée, backed him up with tears and alibis. Eleanor begged Thomas to let it go. "She's gone," she whispered. "Don't take my son too." So Thomas buried the truth under grief. He told himself one lie could save a family. He was wrong. The trap is set. Now, 2 decades later, Caleb and Vanessa were drowning. Their eco-lodge startup had collapsed under bad loans and worse reviews. Creditors circled like wolves. But Eleanor and Thomas still owned Silver Ridge Chalet minus 40 pristine acres of skiable land, passed down from Thomas's father, worth $1 million, enough to erase every debt, enough to start over. Caleb stopped asking. He started planning. The anniversary trip wasn't a celebration. It was a burial. Day 1, the warm-up. The Whitakers arrived on a Friday, tires crunching over packed snow. The chalet glowed like a postcard. Cedar beams, stone fireplace, windows fogged with laughter. Vanessa greeted them with cocoa and practiced smiles. Caleb carried their bags, muscles tight under his designer jacket. That night, over venison and red wine, Caleb raised a toast. "To family," he said. "To forever." Eleanor clinked her glass. Thomas noticed Caleb's phone recording under the table. Odd, he thought, but he said nothing. Later in their room, Thomas unpacked the drone, a DJI Mini 7 Pro, palm-sized, silent, 6K camera. He'd flown it for years to monitor trails. Now, he'd use it to monitor people. "Something's wrong," he told Eleanor as she brushed her hair. "Caleb's too eager. Vanessa keeps looking at the land maps." Eleanor's reflection in the mirror looked small. "He's our son, Tom. He wouldn't." Lily said the same thing, Thomas cut in. Before she slipped, Eleanor went pale. For the first time in 20 years, the lie between them cracked open. Day 2, the slope of no return. Saturday dawned crystal blue. Caleb suggested the Black Diamond Run, a steep, ungroomed trail only experts dared. "Remember when you taught me to ski here, Dad?" he said, clapping Thomas on the back. "Let's do it one more time." "For old times," Thomas agreed. But before they left, he launched the drone from the tree line, set it to follow me mode, tucked a GoPro in Eleanor's jacket pocket, and slipped a thin, silver thermal blanket, the kind used by Avalanche rescuers, into each of their packs. Just in case, he told Eleanor. She didn't argue. The 4 of them rode the lift in silence. Wind whipped their faces. Below, the slope plunged like a frozen waterfall. At the top, Caleb pointed to a narrow chute. "Race you to the bottom," he shouted, already pushing off. Vanessa followed, laughing too loud. Eleanor and Thomas exchanged a look, then skied after them. The push halfway down the trail narrowed. A sheer drop on the left, a cornice of snow overhanging on the right. Caleb slowed, turned, smiled. "Hey, Mom, photo?" Eleanor stopped. Thomas saw it then, the shift in Caleb's eyes. The same emptiness from 20 years ago. Caleb lunged. He shoved Eleanor hard. She flew forward, skis tangling, body airborne. Thomas reached for her. Too late. Vanessa screamed, not in fear, but excitement. She grabbed Thomas's pole and yanked. He tumbled after his wife. The world flipped. Snow, sky, pain. Then, boom! Caleb had stomped the cornice. A slab of snow the size of a house cracked loose. An avalanche roared down the chute, swallowing Eleanor and Thomas in a white tsunami. Buried alive.